Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Galactopod, where we talk about a galaxy worth of different topics. My name is Nico.
My name is Logan.
And today we are going to be talking about Stranger Things again, because they just released the finale on New Year's Eve. We've both watched it, and I have some thoughts, for sure. But,
more than enough to talk about.
Yeah, more than enough to talk about. But we're not going to try to repeat everything we said in our last episode because we talked about volume 1 and 2. So we're just going to be trying to talk about mostly about the finale because it was very long and there's a lot of stuff to talk about there. Thank you for the very few people who watched episode 1. We're just starting out, so I know
we aren't expecting a lot, but for anyone who did watch it, it does mean something to us. So
the random people in Oklahoma who probably watched our podcast, thank you. But you just want to get into it?
You think that's one of the few videos they downloaded in North Korea?
If our podcast ever gets downloaded in North Korea, I will lose my mind. That would be insane.
Okay.
But okay, you just want to get into it?
Okay, you want to do the ratings?
Okay.
Are we doing same time?
Yeah, because okay, so just for people to know, when we rate the show or when we give our ratings, it's gonna be for the whole season.
It's gonna be for all of season 5. So volume 1, 2, and 3. So
okay, Stranger Things season 5 after the finale. 3, 2, 1, and we say our ratings. Okay?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1,
6
5.
out of 10. Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking of going to a 5.5. I was right in there.
Okay. I have more cons than pros. You have more cons than pros. Do you want to start with the pros or start with the cons?
We gotta start with the pros.
We gotta start with the pros?
Okay. You go first.
I want to preface this by saying I have 2. I
have a few more. I have a few more than 2, but some of them are gonna tie into the cons a bit.
Yeah, but it was hard to come up with pros. My biggest one though is the one thing I actually the one decision they made that I actually like about this finale is that I was really worried they were gonna give Vecna a redemption arc, and I told you this.
Yeah,
I was like, I really hope they don't.
They
because
actually,
that would feel so unearned.
They kind of teased it for a second.
They did tease it, but I like that because it would have felt unearned if he got the whole redemption arc. But it's better that they went with him just choosing to side with the Mind Flayer willingly, because that makes him so much more of okay, this is an actual villain. This is not just some unearned redemption arc last minute. He's gonna be the one who kills the Mind Flayer.
Nah.
I wouldn't have liked that. So I'm glad they went with that.
Okay. So I'll go with this one. I'll go with this one just because I like it at the end. I feel like Dustin's speech at graduation. I feel like the way that speech played out, I actually didn't mind it. I feel like that was the one scene in this entire episode where I feel like they actually tried to connect the kids to the rest of the city or the rest of the show in the entirety. That one's kind of a weaker pro. I'm just going to work my way up.
I didn't really like that scene, bro.
Well, yeah, you don't like it because it's corny. But
No, it's not even just because it's corny, because it is corny. But it's also just you don't think the message he was trying to get across with that speech just had nothing to do with the season?
I mean, with the season, no, but the message is meant to have to do with more of just their lives in general, or their lives since the show started in general. So it's kind of I don't love it, but it's not a con. So I kind of just included it on here. It's something I wanted to mention. It was one of the few parts about the epilogue that I actually felt was notable.
Okay.
So
Okay. I guess sure, but okay. This also kind of ties into the whole redemption arc. Even though Joyce was sidelined for the whole season, which I don't like, because the show literally starts with her, I do like that because the show did start with her, they made her be the one to kill Vecna.
That was one of mine as well.
But even though I like that creative decision to make her kill Vecna, there are certain things they did in that scene or in that sequence that they did a few other times that goes into one of my cons that we'll talk about later that I really didn't like.
Yeah, you've already low-key listed off 2 of my cons, or my pros, I mean.
Okay, well, do you have any more or no?
I have 2 more.
I have 2 more that are just kind of
okay. I have this one. I'll do the other one after. So this one is kind of hit or miss for me. The visuals in this season were very, in the finale especially, were hit or miss. Because here's my thing, the Mind Flayer itself. If they had not shown, I preferred the Shadow Mind Flayer. I'm gonna say this.
Yes,
I preferred it, but I thought that they did the CGI well, especially compared to Volume 2. How the one scene of
The
Max.
CGI for the Mind Flayer specifically,
for the Mind Flayer,
or for the whole finale.
For the whole finale was better than it was since the Sorcerer episode, since episode 4.
Okay, well, yeah, it's better than Volume 2 because Volume 2 was terrible.
Yeah. But like I'm saying, like I have some like medium ones, and I have like 2 on here that.
No, because we talked about that on our last episode, and I tried saying the CGI was good, and you told me, oh no, it wasn't. And I went back and I looked at some of the shots. I'm like, damn, that actually is pretty bad.
Yeah. So like I'm saying, it was very bad, especially in Volume 2. And in this, they kind of picked it back up, especially with the scenes with the flamethrower and the fire and all of that.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, of course, yeah, I guess, yeah, it definitely was better than Volume 2, at least. Okay.
Oh, and the scene where they blew up the Upside Down. That was a pretty good, visually good scene.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I just didn't really... Like, it's just a big blue explosion that just kind of looks...
Well, because it's meant to, like, collapse in on itself, so it creates, like,
I mean, yeah,
creates,
like,
like,
I wish they would have made it more of, like a space thing.
Well, yeah, because it's a wormhole collapsing, so they're kind of all, like... From what I gather from it, kind of, it's like not like a black hole, but they're all being like gravitated towards just like the
like
wrist.
just like space.
It's gonna tear them into
space.
space.
Yeah, it's gonna tear them. I wish they did more of like a space, because the shot where Steve's car gets like dragged out into space.
Yeah,
I wish they would have done that for like the whole Upside Down. That would have made it way better.
Yeah, it would have. I agree.
But okay, I only have 2 left. One is probably the only thing I liked about the epilogue. Or maybe just the only thing I didn't not like, I guess, is the proposal scene. I didn't think it was great, but it just wasn't a negative.
And they had that nice little mention to Montauk, which the whole show is obviously based on the Montauk experiments.
Yeah, like it was a good nod to people who know about that.
Yeah,
but
and if you know, and for anyone who knows this, obviously the Montauk experiments happened in the 70s. And that was kind of loosely what they based the show off of. And the show's original name was supposed to be Montauk before they changed it to Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of a good reference for people that know about it. So I kind of like that scene.
I don't know. I thought it was okay. I thought it could have been way better if that couple wasn't sidelined for the whole season.
Yeah.
Like that's why it didn't really do too much for me, because it's like, this is the first time they're sharing the screen since episode 3 of the season.
They've been basically sidelined since season 3, if we're being honest.
Yeah, like literally, like Joyce has done nothing since like season 3. So I don't know. I thought the proposal scene was good, or it was okay.
Okay, my next one. This is probably the only scene in the finale where I genuinely liked the scene. Like it was it was by far, like, for me, it was the standout scene of the finale, and it is the scene where Vecna goes to the Upside Down and uses like Callie's mind trick or whatever on Hopper.
I didn't like that scene.
So he thinks he shot Jane.
That was a negative for me.
I actually really liked that scene.
That was a negative for me. I didn't like that.
I really liked that scene.
I didn't like that. And I'll explain why I don't like it when we get to the cons.
Yeah, I want to hear why you don't, because I actually really like that scene. I
think you probably know why I don't like it, though. No, it's not just because of Callie, but it's also just because... we'll get into it.
Yeah. Okay, that was my last real... Because
I only have one real... This isn't really even a pro.
This one's also not really... This one's also not really a pro, my last one, because it also ties in with one of my, like, con... That'll be the... You know what? That'll be the first thing I ask about when we get to the cons. Okay.
I only have one... This isn't even really a pro for the season. It's just like, okay, we're almost 9 minutes into the recording, and we're about to start the cons. How long do you want to spend talking about how fine Nancy Wheeler was in the finale? Because she was hot as fuck. You don't think so?
The finale? Okay.
In the finale, you don't think Nancy was...
Are we excluding the epilogue?
She looked good as fuck in the epilogue. What are you talking about?
Dog, she had Barbara's haircut from season 1.
You don't think she pulled it off?
No.
Really?
No, she did
Bro,
not.
I thought she looked good as fuck.
Karen pulled that cut off better than Nancy.
Bro, I thought she looked good as fuck. And in the abyss when they're fighting the Mind Flayer,
dude, Maya Hawke looked better than Nancy.
But Maya Hawke had a fucking black eye and a half up, half down thing going on with her hair.
Especially
she did not look better than Nancy.
Especially in the epilogue, Maya Hawke looked better than Nancy.
Bro, Nancy Wheeler was the finest character in the whole finale. She was definitely better than 11, I'll say that. You don't think she was fine as hell?
I don't know. I thought she was decent.
guess.
Like, obviously,
bro.
obviously,
I thought you were gonna agree with me on it, but she was
obviously,
fine as shit.
The actor is like obviously very attractive, but I just
No, but the looks they gave her for the finale, like, bro, when she's in the abyss, I don't know if it's the lighting because of the yellow shit or whatever, but she looked good as fuck fighting the mind flayer.
Yeah, okay.
And then in the epilogue,
I'll say fighting the mind flayer in the epilogue. Fuck no.
You don't think she looked good in the epilogue, really?
Nah.
Bro, I thought she pulled off that hairstyle
She looked more lesbian than Robin and Vicky combined.
I actually have stuff to say about Vicky, but
I do as well.
We'll get into okay. Are we done with the pros?
Okay, yeah. I'm changing my mind. I'm gonna work my way up with the cons because we have so many that we might as well start with the lesser ones. Okay.
Wow, I'm starting off with a bang. I don't know about you.
I'm starting with a weak one. I'm gonna start with a weak one.
Okay.
Why the fuck was Robin in the Upside Down?
What?
Why was Robin in the Upside Down? Why wasn't she with Vicky?
What are you talking about?
Robin.
Yeah, what do you mean? Yeah, she went with the group.
Why was she there and not with Vicky? Like, what purpose did her being there serve?
I mean, she was just with the group. I don't know.
Yeah, she should have been with Vicky and Max. That's the saying. You know her and her and Max's last.
Okay, no, I see your point. Yeah, she should have been. Okay.
Her and Vicky's last interaction in that show was when Vicky radioed. Was that you guys or one of those dogs again? That was their last interaction that was shown.
Yeah, it was. Damn, no, that's actually a good point. I didn't even think about that. That is a good point.
Robin should have been with Vicky in the real world.
That is a good point.
That would have made more sense. It makes no sense to leave Max, who you know is going to go into Vecna's mind, with a nurse who knows nothing about what's about to happen. Like, yeah, she's heard the plan, but she's literally new to this.
Yeah, okay, no. I actually do agree with you on that. I didn't even think about that while watching it, but now that you say that, I'm like... Because in my head, I low-key was thinking, like, why is it just Vicky and Max by themselves? But, like, yeah, okay, no, that makes sense. I agree with that. Okay, I'm going to start off with a bang.
We're probably going
my first con.
Like, we're going to get to a point where we're checking off each other's lists on these cons.
Yeah. You definitely have this one as well. Mike and Eleven's ending. It was terrible. It was just... Let me explain why, in my opinion, it's terrible. Both 11 and Mike's characters end off in the exact same place that they ended off in at the end of season 1.
At the end of season 1, 2, and 3.
Well, no, because
not
in
season
3
2,
they move away. In 2, it's different. Yeah.
Not season 2. I was saying in season 1 especially.
In season 1, that's the thing. So it's like, where's the character progression in terms of like narrative arc? They're in the same place. Mike is still by himself, alone, no L, and he's coming up with like the same way he's coming up with the theory, with the quote unquote theory, which I'm about to get into, of why he thinks L is still alive. He did the same shit at the end of season 1, going into season 2, with the fucking radioing her for like 353 days, however much it was.
Hey, it works though.
Yeah, but it's the same shit though.
Uriners earn, that's all I'm saying.
No, they don't. It's the same shit though, bro. Like, he ends off the show in the same place, and so does 11. 11 ends up in the exact same fucking place, because here's my next point, or not my next point, but like another reason why I don't like the ending is because she's not dead. She's just not. Because
that was one of my, it wasn't a con, but there's something I wanted to ask about what your opinions on the ambiguous ending.
Here's my thing. It's not an ambiguous ending. It's not like, they intended to write it as like an open-ended, interpret it how you want ending.
Yeah, but it would make
no sense. Not, because here's the thing. The reason why they didn't write it that way, or the reason why it doesn't make sense, is because the explanation behind Mike's quote-unquote theory literally cannot be wrong. Because
here's my thing.
She could not have accessed the void when the kryptonite speakers were right next to her.
Yeah.
That's proof. That's proof.
No, so here's the thing.
The only
she would not have been able to crawl out of that van without soldiers seeing her, and then crawl all the way back to the gate, and then stand there for 30 seconds. Like, that would not have been possible without the soldiers seeing her. That's why I believe 11's alive.
She is alive. Yes, she's not dead.
That tied in with one of my pros, actually. I didn't mention it because I wanted to wait until we talk about the ending. I actually like, if we are to assume that 11 is alive using Mike's exact theory, that ends Callie's character in a way that it should have been ended. That was one of the only things I've liked about, because because for me it shows Callie heard Hopper's speech to 11 where he's like,
no, but then Hopper's speech means nothing then if she's alive, which she is. Hopper's whole speech was, you don't have to be on your own. You can have a life for yourself. We will figure it out for you. You will figure it out for yourself. You can live with all of us, and you can exist with all of us without having to worry about that shit. And what does she do? She fucking leaves and lives her own life anyways. That's what I didn't like, because then Hopper's speech means nothing, and that was one of the only good things about the finale.
But, like, that was one of the things I liked, is Callie's reaction to Hopper's speech. They actually showed Callie's face during it, and I liked it. Is you could see Callie, because Callie at this point is trust no one. Like, she really, her entire life, like, anyone would turn on, like, even her group that was her family. Like, the only name I remember is Axel. I'm gonna be so honest. Axel would not have put his life on the line to save Callie, as far as we know. Yeah, so, like, when she sees when she sees that people actually put their life on the line for 11, we see her start to change her mind, which is like, okay. That's the way that they should have ended that character. It was a very dislike character. We have both expressed extreme dislike for her character.
I'll give you that. Okay, they end like that was a decent ending for Kylie's character. It was a bad ending for Mike 11, and it was just because here's the thing. Also,
because my guess is if they actually do a spin-off show or something like that, it's gonna be something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into that, which I also don't like. Here's the thing. They had a few okay moments in the beginning of Volume 1.
Yeah.
They did nothing in Volume 2, and we got no screen time of them together in the finale until the Void scene, that is also bad, by the way, because Mike still can't say I love you, and that kiss was terrible.
Yeah.
And so it's like...
You know he needed an intimacy coordinator?
Yes, bro. If you look at it, bro, he's like holding her like his hands are dead straight, holding her waist. It just looks so awkward. And the problem with the theory, Mike's quote-unquote theory, is that it's like, bro, you make that first, it's so stupid, because anyone who is actually debating whether or not she's alive, you're dumb, because the explanation behind Mike's theory is a more concrete explanation than half of the plans they come up with in the show. Like, 11 could not have accessed the Void if all the kryptonite shit was around her. 11 would not have been able to stand up straight on the fucking gate when the kryptonite shit was all around her.
Much less sneak out of the van. Because there's no way she got out of the van before they got out of the van.
Thank you, that's my point. There's no way she would have been able to get out of the van and stand up perfectly straight and in seemingly zero pain while all the kryptonite speakers are around her. Because every time we have seen the kryptonite speakers used on her,
she's been crippled.
Both her and Callie are crying on the ground on their knees. How is she standing up straight? That's very obviously an illusion.
Plus, how would Mike know about like how she can't walk from the kryptonite speakers and shit? Because I think that was his first. So him knowing about that pretty much already
exactly
kind of solidifies his as being more.
His theory it literally cannot be wrong. It literally cannot be wrong, which makes the ending true to a certain extent. Maybe it's not true, as if maybe she's not in fucking Iceland or wherever the fuck she is, but she's definitely survived. Yeah. That's 1,000% a fact. So it's like, bro, it doesn't make sense to me that that's the fucking ending they decided to go with, because you're left with 11 being in the same fucking place she ended off season 1 in, so there's no fucking narrative development there. The same goes for Mike, and it makes Hopper's speech, which is one of the only good things about the finale in terms of dialogue, mean nothing.
Okay, my question is, do you want to go into acting or writing right now? Because I have a few about both.
I don't think I have too many on acting, so you can talk about acting if you want, because I have a lot about acting. Writing.
There's 3 people you should go for. I kind of forgive Noah Schnapp. His acting...
You forgive Noah? Really? His acting, he was good in the finale?
Outside of the coming out scene in the bridge episode, I feel like his acting was pretty good across the season. Millie Bobby Brown, no.
Terrible. Oh my god, terrible.
Finn Wolfhard, even worse. Which, for me, that's...
bro, you know the line when they're in the Void, and he's like, no, please don't do this. Bro, it was the worst line ever fucking
given. Bro, because the worst thing
show.
is, Finn Wolfhard in the early seasons was one of the best actors, and in other projects that he's been in has shown that he's a very good actor. So I don't know if it's that he just doesn't care about the show anymore.
That's the vibe I get for a lot of these actors, that they just don't care about the show anymore. They just want to get it over with.
Yeah, especially Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder didn't get any fucking screen time in this season. Bro, she wasn't even in any of the fucking press that they did for this season. She's absent from all of it because she's basically not even a part of the show anymore.
Yeah, because she got caught shoplifting or something.
Yeah, but still, that's stupid though, because when they started this show, they said starring Winona Ryder because no one knew any of the kids.
You saw, I don't know how many of the viewers use Twitter and stuff, as our ex, whatever you want to call it, like before they released the finale, they put a post on Twitter where they were listing all of the actors, and Winona Ryder was still the first name they put on that list. It was Winona Ryder, David Harbour, Finn Wolfhard, Millie Bobby Brown. It was like, bro, Winona Ryder is your star, and the fact that she had
nothing to do in season 5. She did nothing.
She had less screen time than Holly's best friend, and I don't know her name.
Oh my god, yeah. God, what was that girl's name?
I just remember her strangling Holly with the beads. That's all I remember.
Yeah. Okay.
I will say it was kind of funny that they were playing D&D at the end. And oh, Derek bagged Holly. I forgot about that.
Did he bag Holly though?
Bro, because they had the scene on the bleachers at the graduation where they're sitting right next to each other, and then they put like that little romantic glance. You know what I'm talking about?
I did not know. Did he give her a romantic glance?
Oh,
Really?
I'll pull.
Derek did not bag Holly.
I'll see if I can pull. I'll see if I can pull up the clip.
Also, Derek pissed me off. Why that motherfucker didn't run?
Yeah, because like
I know you're fat, but goddamn, bro, like put in a few steps. Like you're running for your literal life. If there's any motivation to run, you should do it. Like
that's it right there.
Really?
Yeah, that was at the end. I just showed him the scene of Derek and Holly in the bleachers at the graduation.
Oh, no, that's just... Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. But, okay, I'm going to give... I'm going to give my next con.
Almost all the rest of mine are about the writing.
Well, yeah.
Almost all the rest of mine are about the writing.
This one has to do... Because I have another really big one I want to talk about after this one. But I'm going to give this smaller one
I have one left. I have one major one about the epilogue that I want to get out of the way.
Here's one really big thing I didn't like about the epilogue. Mm-hmm. The older kids ending scene, which is like
that's the one Steve, I was going to talk about.
Jonathan, Nancy.
How many times has Robin interacted with Jonathan?
None. Here's my point, though. That's another thing. They're giving a goodbye ending scene to a friend group that never existed, number one.
Yeah.
Number two.
And it was literally longer than the core 5.
Thank you. So here's what I'm saying. The older kids ending scene would have been okay if it wasn't for the random absence of Vicky and a throwaway line from Robin calling her an overbearing partner out of nowhere. Yeah. And it also would have been better if they didn't do the whole love triangle thing that literally went nowhere, because now Nancy doesn't want to be with anyone, Jonathan doesn't want to be with anyone, and Steve is back to being a man whore at the end of the season. So it's like, where have they gone? They haven't gone anywhere.
That line specifically pissed me off, because then you're just taking away what Steve's character development was supposed to be with Robin, especially. Because his character development since season 3 is that, because in seasons 1 and 2, he was the girl that he was dating. He was King Steve. He was the most popular guy who was getting the girls. And then in season 2, he lost Nancy, and then he was like, he turned into a fighter trying to get her back, and that's when he got his ass beat. And he had
then, bro, when he meets Robin, he's like, I actually want to meet someone that I could finally like be with.
Yes, and
then by the end of the and then he liked her first, and then he realized she's gay, so he's and then he goes back to liking Nancy for some reason until and then he gives when him and Jonathan are talking, and he's like, oh, I realized a while ago it wasn't in the cards for me and Nance. It's like, then where the fuck have you been going as a character this whole time? Other than just being a fucking like
douche.
Literally, other than just being a fucking like a babysitter for Dustin, what character development has he actually gone through?
Yeah.
Because in season 5, he's still somewhat of an asshole, especially when he's arguing with Dustin. So I don't want to hear that whole, he had his little Zuko redemption arc, which is stupid. I hate when people say that. But
he was an asshole, but he wasn't necessarily wrong, but he was an asshole.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like, bro, where did his character even go? Because then at the end of the season, he's still a fucking man whore who's just a baseball coach now.
And a sex ed teacher.
Which is so stupid.
That was placed there specifically for the joke with you're the first person
I didn't like that whole ending scene.
Okay, that was actually the one about the epilogue I was going to talk about.
I didn't like that whole ending scene.
Okay, wait. So I can see that's not about the okay. There's a lot of things here that just aren't just the finale. They're just general thoughts of the season. Okay. Here's one. Why was Holly given such a large role in this season?
I have not a theory, but
because obviously you needed to have a way to connect, and this ties into another one of my cons, which I'm just going to put both right here. Why there was no explanation why there was 12 kids needed? Like why? Like
there wasn't.
Like okay, the only explanation is they're easy to manipulate. Why 12? Why not 2? Why not 3?
I don't know. It was just dumb.
And
it's like one for every leg of the Mind Flayer.
But he only had 8 legs. He was a spider.
Did he only have 8 legs?
I'm like 90% sure he only had 8 legs. He was supposed to be a spider.
I don't know then, bro. That's dumb. Yeah, I don't know. I think my quote unquote, I guess you could say, theory as to why they wanted to give Holly and like the younger kids more of a thing is because they realized that their main cast had aged up out of their roles so obviously and so like dramatically that they feel like they needed to hire younger actors to make the show still feel like season 1 young kids, young child actors kind of thing.
Yeah.
But at the same, it just didn't work in my opinion.
Okay,
I don't care about Holly. I don't really care that much about Derek.
No shade to Holly's actor, because Holly's actor did a very good job.
Yeah, I think she did good, but it's like I don't care about that character. She didn't talk before season 5.
Yeah, her only notable scene in the rest of the show is in season 1, where Holly's standing in front of the wall in Will's room.
Yeah, literally, like she doesn't fucking talk before season 5. Nah. I don't really care about Derek. I don't really care about the guy who had a crush on Holly in her class. I didn't care about any of the kids, to be honest.
Holly had a crush on him. It was Joshua.
Oh, or whatever it was. I didn't care about that guy anyway. That's why I couldn't remember that shit, because I didn't give a fuck about the characters, bro. So it's like, it just didn't work for me. Introducing the younger kids in the show just didn't work for me.
Okay.
I think you could have had more of a focus on Erica if you wanted to do that.
I actually would have preferred having Erica.
Yeah, that's, like, I would have preferred them doing more Erica.
Nah, bro. But now, we're going to get past that.
Hold on, can I get my next con? Because this is a really big one.
Was that mine? Oh, that was mine. Yeah, go ahead.
There are so many plot holes in this season and in this show.
That's
now that the show is over, there are now so many plot holes, not just in the season, but in the show.
That's about like half of my cons are plot holes.
I'm going to give you a list of plot holes. I'm not going to go into detail on these plot holes. I'm going to give you a list on them.
I might just add a few on
just so you could see how many there are, and like for the people listening. We never learned who telepathically opened the door to get to Will in season 1. We never learned that. Will, for some reason, is completely unharmed in the final battle sequence.
That was one of my cons.
Despite it being shown that he feels the damage that is inflicted to Vecna, and somehow when Vecna dies, he feels nothing.
Yeah, literally 2 minutes before that, he showed when Vecna got shot, like the memory got shot, Vecna felt it, and so did Will.
And I have way more, by the way. We never learned why Will specifically was taken. We never learned how Callie survived her gunshot wound for that long, because clearly Eleven is alive. Why was November 6th so special? What happened to Derek's family? Were they just in the barn forever until whatever happened?
You ready for an even bigger one?
And then, hold on, let me finish. Why did the military just allow all the kids and adults involved to just move on with their lives afterwards?
Especially Nancy. Nancy openly shot multiple military members.
Bro, so did Harper, and they did nothing about it. Where did the scientists that Henry killed get that stone from, and how did they know about the mind flayer?
Okay, they released.
Wouldn't that mean that they could just make more Henrys?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I heard something about it. I don't remember where it's from. So the scientist that got that stone was from Henry's dad. Was on this like ship.
Yeah, but that's from the play.
That's from the play.
And like, bro, I'm not gonna accept an explanation from a Broadway play that no one has access to.
Ready for one? Another plot hole. And actually, this is gonna tie into one of mine. How did Joyce and Hopper not have a single line mentioning how they knew Henry?
That's another one.
And you know what the Hopper? You want to know what? This is another one of my cons. The Duffer Brothers are trying to patch their plot holes through statements. So the Duffer Brothers came out with a statement saying, Hopper and Joyce realized Vecna was their former schoolmate off screen.
That's bad. That's just bad.
They didn't think about it until after, and now they have to kind of save their own ass, so they threw that in.
Okay, I have more on this list, by the way. Where is Max's mom? Because at the end of the epilogue, she's living with Lucas, or like we don't know. And in the play, we see that Hopper and Henry went to high school with Henry, and this is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But also, how did Henry even go to high school when he was in the lab with Brenner during his whole childhood? And why didn't either Joyce or Hopper find out that they knew Vecna? Which obviously they said we found out off screen, which is stupid.
In the play, there was a big theme, like there was a big thing about the flashing lights when the powers get, or when the weird stuff happens. There's flashing lights. How does that? I get you didn't have this play written by the time season 1 came out, but that then makes Hopper just seem stupid and Joyce stupid. And when they're seeing the flashing lights, and he's trying to like say like, no, the flashing lights aren't a real thing.
Thank you. And so, and here's more. How is Vecna bulletproof, but the mind flayer isn't? And on top of that, this whole time, Henry could have just gone into the cave, just like, because bro, like when he went into the cave, he found it hard to take the first few steps, and then he was fine. He could have just gone in the cave this whole time then.
Yeah.
Because
that was kind of
because the explanation they gave was, the mind flayer stopped you from going into the cave because he didn't want you to remember. well, he was still actively trying to stop Henry from going into the cave when he did go in, and it wasn't that difficult for him to go through. So he could have just done that the whole time.
It was difficult, and that's kind of the thing. But like, yeah, no, that was bad.
Because he had a few flashback memories where he had a few bad memories come up to him, and in like the first like 3 steps he took into the cave, and then he was just perfectly fine chasing down the kids.
This is another pro that I didn't have written down. I don't know his name. What's it? It's like Jamie Michael Bauer.
Jamie Campbell Bauer, who plays Vecna.
He was probably the standout actor in the season.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone comes close. Like,
no, not really.
Maybe Gaten Matarazzo, who plays Dustin. But, like, other than that, like, Jamie Campbell Bauer
No, because he had bad scenes. Dustin had bad scenes.
You know he's 37.
He doesn't look it.
He looks a solid 29, and
yeah.
he is 37. No, but he played a genuinely good villain role. I think you mentioned it in the last episode. Like, what'd you say, Two-Face? Joker? Two-Face?
I said Joker.
Joker? Yes. It was good. That was one of the pros I forgot to mention.
Also,
okay.
you know what else? He does the Vecna voice on his own. That's
I know.
That's not like sound effects or anything.
I think they add bass to it. I might be wrong in certain scenes, but like other than that, yeah.
Okay, that's my big one. Was the amount of plot holes is just insane, and that's just a few of them. There's more that I didn't even talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here that you low-key just rattled off. Hold on. Yeah, okay. Here's the thing. The final fight had no stakes. It was short. It had no stakes.
Yeah.
No one died. Okay, someone should have died, and it should have been probably one of the core 4. And of the core 4, I would prefer Dustin.
Yeah.
Because, okay, you don't want to kill Will, because you've had so much bad shit happen to Will. You don't want to kill Mike, because then you have to, even though they did it badly, you needed Mike around for the 11 scene. You don't want to kill Lucas, because Lucas has been sick. Well, you could have killed, actually, I would have been fine if they killed Lucas or Dustin. I think killing Lucas would have been a disservice to Max's character. That's why I kind of think that Dustin dying and then Steve doing something stupid and getting himself killed afterwards would have added a lot to that scene in and of itself. It's just that scene, it had no... Like, bro, they're sitting there, 11 jumps in, they're shooting it with guns and flamethrowers.
Yeah. Because
Lucas had a slingshot.
Yeah, that was dumb. But here's the thing, this like you're going into one of the cons I have too, is that they're just way too afraid to actually kill anyone off. And here's the thing, what I keep hearing about that is, well, it's not that kind of show. It's not the kind of show, like, this isn't Game of Thrones. This isn't da-da-da-da-da, where they're just trying to kill people off. It's like...
That's not a good argument.
That's not a good argument. But, like, here, hold on, let me finish my point. So, I'm saying, they've pump-faked so many character deaths that it completely removes, like, the suspension of disbelief when a character's in danger. Because there's no actual real stakes. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I never thought for a second Steve was going to die. Mm-hmm. Never. It never occurred to me Steve was going to die. They did a pump fake in 11 with the scene with Hopper and Vecna, and never for a single second did I believe she was actually dead.
Yeah.
And I almost believed that they killed off Callie until we learned that she survived long enough to create the illusion. So they didn't even kill her. And for a second, I thought, oh my God, they actually did make 11 sacrifices off. Until I realized the theory cannot possibly be wrong. She has to still be alive. So they still couldn't kill 11. So it's like all the stakes are gone. And I don't want to hear anything about, oh, well, it's not that kind of show. This isn't Game of Thrones.
Here's my thing with that argument. Bro, okay, Avatar The Last Airbender. That's not that kind of show. They still killed characters off in that show.
Thank you. Like, I don't want to hear the argument. Like, bro, like, to say, oh, well, you know... You should have to make sure that you're still keeping this show what it's about. It's like, yo,
because in
season 1, episode 1, Benny dies. That's a big moment because you don't expect that to happen.
Yes,
Benny dies.
Season 1
at the end of season 1,
a good. Season.
At the end of season 1, 11 dies.
Dies.
Or dies.
Barbara dies in season 1 as well.
Barbara dies. It makes the stakes feel real. It makes the stakes actually feel real.
Season 2, Bob dies. Which, even though that death was stupid, Bob dies.
Bob does that. So
the whole hospital died, basically, or lab.
So that's the thing. It's like it makes the stakes feel real. The longer the show went on for, the less you felt like they had any balls to kill anyone off. That's why season 5, you're dealing with the fucking cast that has more people than Avengers Doomsday will have. Like, it's fucking huge.
It was bad. Murray should have died. I'm sorry. Like, okay, the scene with him throwing the C4, it was a cool visual scene and all of that, and it was a good way to get them out of that situation.
If they kill Murray, who's gonna care? Because we barely get anything with Murray.
And most people wanted Murray to die.
That's what I'm saying. Who's gonna give a fuck?
I actually genuinely liked Murray's character when he was introduced in season 2, and they just turned him into like a shitty one-liner character. Like, dude, how many times did he say schnookums?
Oh my god, that was annoying. But you have any more cons?
I do. Hold on, I closed my list. Hold on. This is also a writing one. Hopper is supposed to be dead. How did he just instantly return to chief of police of Hawkins?
That's just another plot hole, bro. Because that's another thing. How like that? Another thing so many people mention is why was Max just like have no reaction to Hopper being alive? She hasn't seen him since season 3.
Yeah, there's another one, Max. Why did Max have no reaction when Max and Eleven's relationship in this season? Just ass. Like the only like genuine basically mention of them being basically best friends was when Max in the last scene when they were playing D&D in the epilogue, and Max was the one that was saying, but she wasn't even mentioning 11, I don't think, in that scene. She was just saying, you're just a dog shit storyteller.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that scene pissed me off,
And then Mike brought up.
That scene pissed me off, too, because then Mike is just, like, he has no character development throughout the whole show. The whole show, he has no development. Because the whole point of season 3 and season 4 is that he can't say I love you. And then in season 5 in the Void scene, he still can't say I love you to Elle. She has to be the one to say I love you and initiate the kiss. Where's the development there? He still, by the end of season 5, is now a fucking typewriter writing fucking bullshit, like, stories to try to pretend like 11 is still alive. It's like, that's basically the same thing he was doing at the end of season 1 by radioing her all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, dude.
No, yeah. Mike's development was pretty bad. And the worst part is, bro, because Mike... In the first season, Mike was a standout character. Like, and not even just because he had a
at the end of the first season, he was my favorite character.
Yes.
At the end of like season 2, he was like, I was like, this is my guy for like the whole show. This is my guy.
Yes, bro. Because Mike in the early season, one is because Finn Wolfhard, when he was younger, was a very, very good actor, and you could tell he actually cared about the project then. And even a bit in season 3, I keep doing that. Even a bit in season 3. Mike was such a good character, and they just decided we're gonna try and focus on everyone else's development because Mike already has a decent thing going. Yeah, but then it's like, then he becomes stale, and you have your main, like, Mike was the biggest character out of the big 4. He got the most screen time out of the core 4 out of anyone else, throughout the entire show. And he deserved it. And he deserved it throughout the entire show, and you gave him no development.
No development, nothing.
So that one was bad.
God, that was so...
Here, I have a few more. Let me see.
Hold on, this is a small one. Can I just give one real quick?
Yeah.
This is more about... I have writing as well. This is more like a throwaway line.
I have one big one as well
that I really didn't like. You could give this one after because this one's really small. There's a scene after the coming out scene. Like, I think it's like the beginning of the finale, where they're climbing the tower and there's a Will and Mike scene.
Yeah, it's like...
But no, hold on.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about.
They had this line that I think that scene would have been good if they didn't include this line. And like they're talking, and Mike's like, "I'm so sorry for not realizing or not being there for you." And I think all that is good. I like that. And then Will responds, and he said some good. He was like, "Oh, like I think it's just really nice that you think we could still be friends." And he goes, "Friends? No." Yeah. Long pause, and says, "Best friends." If you learned that someone was gay and had a crush on you, you would not do that.
Yeah.
You would not do that. Especially in the 80s. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
That was bad.
That might be the worst line in the whole finale.
It was them trying to add humor to it. It was bad.
Bro, I was genuinely shocked to I literally paused the fucking episode and did a lap around my house in disbelief. I couldn't believe they added that line in. Cause I'm like, there's no fucking way. No person's reacting like you're not gonna be like after he basically says he has a crush on you and he just came out as gay to you, and you're gonna say friends? No. And a long pause just to say best friends? What the fuck are you doing? Yo, that pissed me off so bad. That pissed me off so bad.
Okay, wait, I'm gonna read through my list really fast because I have one big one that I wanted to talk about.
Okay. I have a few more, but they're relatively small.
Okay, yeah. So I have two. I'm just gonna rattle them off. I'm one small. This isn't about the finale. Jonathan and Nancy should have both died in the wax scene room. It would have made their characters so much better.
Another plot hole. We still have no explanation as to why they survived. Why did the wax harden? We don't know.
Well, because all we know is that it hardened before because the dude who was halfway into the floor. That's literally all we know about it. It was not good.
That's not a good
Okay, and
explanation
here's
at all.
my big one. This was a writing choice, and this was my least favorite line of the season. When Will was talking to Vecna.
Oh, you're just like me, right?
You're just like me. I understand now. That is okay.
That
It
is
is not.
so
It is
bad.
not directly stated, but it is very much a metaphor. How, like whatever
Be
terminology.
careful, because I know you're about to talk about. Be careful, because this is gonna go on YouTube.
That Will was assaulted in a certain type of way, and he was impregnated. It was not like a thing. Like he was impregnated, and he threw up what turned out to be the Demodog. And you're just having him go, "You're just like me," to the dude who did it to him, to the dude who he knew did it to him, to the dude who caused all of his problems in season 1, 2, 3, whatever. And you're gonna have him be like, "You're just like me. It's not your fault." Dog. That line actually, like, I couldn't pause the show because I was watching it with someone else. But if I could have, I would have paused the show and sat there for 10 minutes in silence.
That was so bad.
That was bad. That was bad. That
also,
was bad.
that was just not good acting from Noah Schnapp. Like, that line was not delivered well.
Noah Schnapp did not. Noah Schnapp was not an amazing actor in the season. He had a few really good scenes, but God, that line, the writing choice from the Duffer Brothers there, like that writing choice alone should get them never like having a genuinely hit. They should never have a job again after this.
They're making a spinoff.
Well, yeah, after the spinoff's done, I should never see a Duffer Brothers production again because of that line. Like, I'm so serious.
Talking about spinoffs, this goes into one of my last cons. Not my last one, but one of my last ones. Is the Mike and 11 ending, the older kids agreeing to meet up every month, and the younger kids playing D&D at the end, all felt like a way to keep endings open for spinoffs.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it's just lazy writing. There's a lot of lazy writing in this finale, in this season. But that really felt like you're kind of trying to like I don't know. It was like you're playing it safe. It felt like a lot of the choices they made in this finale was, we have to play it safe. We don't want to upset anyone. This isn't going to be Game of Thrones. And it's like, while doing that, you also just gave a bunch of lazy writing of like you have no guts to actually make any of these stakes mean anything, and everyone is just happily ever after, and like it's so dumb. And like even 11 didn't, like, the ending she got was bad, but it was like up to interpretation, so you can interpret it how you want, but it's not really up to interpretation. And it was just so much lazy writing, and I really didn't like how they kept all those endings open for like a spinoff.
Yeah, which is why people are saying that they're gonna make a whole universe out of it. Which is like,
which is dumb. Because here's the thing. Another one I didn't mention here is Hopper going to Montauk.
Yeah.
Like, you could bet your ass the spinoff is either gonna be Hopper going to Montauk, or Mike and 11 trying to find each other, or the older kids agreeing to meet up every month in like what was it, like Robin's uncle's
weird uncle's
mansion.
whatever.
Yeah. Or the kids at the end playing D&D, which I think that's the least likely one. But bet your ass off it's going to be one of those.
No, with how much people like Derek's actor and with how well Holly's actor did, I think the kids might actually be more likely. I think it's going to be the kids before the meeting at the uncle's mansion.
I don't know. I just I thought it was all just very. It felt like it I don't know. It just felt really lazy. Because it's like, you know exactly what they're trying to do. They're just trying to keep endings open for spinoffs. And like the way the season was advertised was like, oh, this is the end of these characters. This is da-da-da. And it's like, yo, you kept all the endings open. All of them.
Yeah, it was bad.
Even the characters you tried to kill off, you still kept their endings open. It's like, dude, it's so dumb to me.
I'm out of cons because you kind of checked off like half my list where you were going.
Okay. Well, okay, I have one more. Everything after Volume 1 felt like a different show.
Yes.
And a big reason why it felt like a different show is because every emotional beat was super underwhelming. And I'll tell you why it was underwhelming. I didn't grow up on this show, and neither did you.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Right? We didn't really start watching this show until like a few months ago to prepare for Season 5.
Yeah.
But it felt like they were kind of just trying to pull at heartstrings to people who grew up watching this show. But like, to anyone who didn't grow up watching the show, I feel like you're less biased, and you could see how underwhelming some of the emotional beats were in the finale. Like, because and why they were so underwhelming was because in every emotional moment, you get 4 or 5 flashback moments or flashback scenes to make you realize why the moment is supposed to be emotional. Yeah. And it's like the writers are trying to hold your hand and be like, look, this is a sad moment because this and this and this happened. It's like, maybe just let the moments breathe. Let the emotional moments breathe.
When Joyce was cutting Vecna's head off?
Yeah, but that's what I didn't like. It's like, dude, you could have made that moment breathe on its own. Yeah. And just have her fucking go at him and chop his head off without needing a flashback from every character in the room other than Robin and other than the kids.
Other than everyone, and Steve.
Yeah, everyone had a fucking flashback there. And it's like, dude, why?
You know, the worst thing is...
Just let the moment breathe.
Mike's flashback in that scene had nothing to do with Vecna.
Literally. It was so stupid. And it felt like, dude, like, unless you grew up watching this show... And like you're having your heartstrings being pulled, because that's what they were doing. They're trying to remind the people who grew up on the show, like, remember this core memory that you had when you watched this show when you were 12 years old, and how it impacted you emotionally. This is the payoff for that. And it's like a big thing that a lot of people say to writers now is show, don't tell. We were told everything at every emotional moment in the finale, because you get a fucking like not even in just the finale. How many times did they mention Sarah in this season?
Yeah, they physically showed her for the first time since season 2, I think.
Literally. And that's the thing is, like, dude, they, like, and that scene was also terrible, because why the fuck were they, like, because never for a moment did I think Eleven was going to die in that moment. Never. Yeah. So, I don't know. But, yeah, those are all the cons I have. That was... Yeah, there's some weird noises in this parking lot.
No, there's a helicopter going overhead. I was trying to figure out I thought my car was about to blow up. I was like, what the hell?
For those who watched the first episode, you remember when a fucking gang of like 12-year-olds pulled up on their bikes while we were recording.
Yeah, no, that was bad. Go back and watch the first episode.
Yeah, go back and watch it. If you're just discovering the podcast now, please go back and watch the first episode. You know, I really do appreciate the 3 people who did watch it. Yeah, but we could do with a few more views, you know, not to be greedy, but like, you know.
Yeah, but if y'all are like me, like I spend a lot of my times on some certain games, and like Elden Ring is one of my favorite games. That game takes
just
hours.
Pop us up on the background.
That game takes hours out of my day. I will have like 3-hour-long YouTube videos in the background while I play that game.
Yeah, yeah. But okay, we are.
Do you want to move into the side segment?
Yeah, we're almost 50 minutes into the episode, so. I don't think this is going to take too long, but...
You explained it to me.
Yeah, we have this idea for this second segment that I'm going to explain. I'm going to give you 6 different upcoming comic book movies from Marvel and DC. And we have to rank these. We each have to make our own list. And rank them on how hurt we personally would be if they had the level of writing that season 5 did.
We're both doing it?
We're both doing it. So, like... I'm making my own list and you're making yours. So, and then at the end we like compare each other's list and see who and like.
I'm gonna write mine down and we should give explanations for why we vote where.
Okay, no, but like we have to talk through it though.
Talk through it? Okay.
Yeah. It's not like we're just gonna fucking make our own list and then talk about it after.
Yeah.
Or do you want to make one list and we have to agree on?
Okay. No. That's
better.
I
think that's better. Okay. So I'm gonna give you the 6th one. So
should I just read out the laptop as well?
No, I'll give you the movies, okay. And then we'll do it.
So for anyone that doesn't know, these are comic book movies, Marvel or DC, that are already very hyped. They're going to come out relatively soon in the next few years.
Like within, because we're in 2026 now, so either this year or next.
Yeah.
And basically, number 1 would be, I would be the most hurt if this project had the level of writing that season 5 had, because we both agree it was terrible writing.
Yeah.
And 6 being... I don't really care if this has as bad writing as season 5 did, because I don't care about this project. But I'm going to give you 6 of them. Man of Tomorrow.
Okay.
Supergirl.
Okay.
The Batman Part 2.
Okay.
Avengers Doomsday. Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Okay.
And Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, no. I will say this right now. I'm gonna just read the list. Okay. I'm going to be honest. Brand New Day is like 5 or 6 for me.
Really?
Yeah. I'll be honest. I don't care for another Tom Holland trilogy.
I'm beyond. Okay. Really? You don't want, bro? Like a Tom Holland trilogy that's written by the guy or directed by the guy who made Shang-Chi? Really?
I don't know. Like, I'd have to.
I'm really looking for it.
I'd
Here's
have
what I'm
to.
saying.
For
I
me,
think
that's
Man of Tomorrow is at the bottom for me.
no, Man of Tomorrow's at the bottom for me, and then followed by Brand New Day. Because for me, for these
Nah,
Tom Holland
bro.
movies, like I never had a connection to that. Like I thought they were good, but I never had a connection to them.
You didn't have a connection to No Way Home?
No Way Home, I liked No Way Home. I didn't think it was like crazy or nothing. Like I liked it.
You didn't think No Way Home was amazing?
I thought it was a really good movie, but I never like emotionally really had any personal like, yes, I like that. Like no.
Really?
Yeah, Brand New Day. Like
For No Way Home?
Yeah, I would not put
Bro, I
Brand New
thought
Day.
No Way Home is by far the best live action Spider-Man movie ever.
It probably is. No, like I thought, but like
over Spider-Man 2.
No, yeah, I think,
over 2002 Spider-Man.
No Way Home is the best live action Spider-Man movie ever. My thing is, from what I know about Brand New Day, I'm not excited for the script, like just the general character script, whatever. I'm gonna put that a little lower. Like I'm not putting that
off
any higher
topic,
than 3.
but I heard that Sadie Sink's character is actually gonna be I
Stacey?
forget her name. It's like Rachel Summers or something, like Scott Summers' daughter.
Wait.
I don't like that though. I don't know, but
Wait.
I don't like that.
So that's Jean Grey and Scott Summers?
I guess like their kid, but like the MCU, I don't.
So they're gonna do like the young X-Men. They're not gonna reintroduce the old X-Men. Well, they're gonna reintroduce the old X-Men into. But we're gonna move on. We'll talk about
Brandon
that in
Days
a minute.
before Doomsday, so that's
We'll talk about that in a
confusing.
moment.
But okay, we want Man of Tomorrow is at 6.
Okay, do you want to start at 6 and then work up?
Yeah, we can do that. Man of Tomorrow is at 6.
Man of Tomorrow's at 6. I'll agree.
5.
I'm gonna be honest. For me, it's either Brand New Day or Doomsday. I'm excited for that Supergirl movie, bro.
I am really excited. You haven't read the comic. I've read the comic.
No, but here's the thing. I haven't read the comic.
If they had the level of writing that
I
the
haven't
comic
read the comic, but I grew up on the CW verse, and Melissa Benoist.
Oh, it's gonna be nothing like that, bro.
No, I know it's gonna be nothing like that. But the Supergirl show and Melissa Benoist, that was my celebrity crush from when I was like 8 to like 13. So like
Really?
I have a connection to Supergirl specifically. I am excited for that movie. So that one's
Bro,
gonna be
but I
hard.
hope this is gonna look crazy to like the general people who like see this like list that we make.
I already know what's gonna be 1 for me.
But-
so
Supergirl being 1, I don't know.
no. Supergirl's not gonna be 1, but I know what will be 1 is what I'm saying. So here's what I'm saying.
Well, because we have to agree on it though. So okay, 6 is Man of Tomorrow. Like we wouldn't care if it has bad writing.
Yeah, like there was already a good Superman movie. Like
It would still kind of hurt
it would hurt, but like
because it's Brainiac and it's like Lex Luthor and
yeah,
Superman
but he
team
got
up.
but he got Superman. Like David Cornswart got done justice in his movie. What's Lex Luthor's actor's name?
Nicholas Holt.
Nicholas Holt did well at Lex Luthor in his movie. Like, as much as I know it's not going to be badly written like that, it's like, if it was badly written, like, they both have already had their justice done for themselves.
Okay, so Man of Tomorrow. What is 5 though? I'm kind of torn on 5.
It's Brand New Day for me. It's Brand New Day for me. I'm sorry. Because I actually want Doomsday to be good. It's Brand New Day for me. Because I love I love Doctor Doom too much. I need Doomsday to be at least a little higher.
I do
on this
love
list.
Doctor Doom a lot, but I also really love Spider-Man. But I think we can agree Doomsday and Brand New Day are 4 and 3.
Yeah.
Or 5 and 4, I mean.
Yeah.
But damn, that's
And then
crazy,
I'll
though.
tell
That's
you,
crazy to say.
I'm putting... Okay. Supergirl's number 3 for me.
Yeah, same.
And I'm telling you this, we're going to disagree right here, and I know we will. The Batman Part 2 is number 2 for me.
No.
It's number 2 for me.
No.
It's number 2 for me.
No,
I have been...
bro.
Shamik Diddy Moore I've been
No.
waiting for this damn movie
No.
for so long. I have been waiting...
Bro, the Batman is my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, I know, that's
if
why...
the Part 2 has this level of writing, Stranger Things Season 5 level of writing, I will kill myself.
No, yeah,
Like, I will
That's why
shoot
I
myself,
said we
man.
will disagree, because I love the Batman Part 2. It's like definitely like top
No,
5.
Batman Part 2 is 1.
But bro, the Spider-Verse, especially because I rewatched the first Spider-Verse movies, the first 2 Spider-Verse movies, like last week. Dude, I am so excited for that third movie. That is number 1 for me, and it's like the only one I'll take debate on is the Batman Part 2. But Spider-Verse Part 2 for me, I need that one. Oh
Okay,
my
here's
God.
what I'm thinking. Man of Tomorrow 6. I honestly might say Doomsday 5 because I think Doomsday's already going to be a mess.
Well, because we can't go what we
Brand New
think.
Day 4.
Because you can't use what we think it's going to be because we're assuming the level of writing's here.
Well, that's the thing. Like, the question is how much it would hurt me personally. It wouldn't hurt me too much because I already think it's going to be a mess.
Ah, yeah, I guess. Okay.
So
I'll agree with you
Doomsday
there.
being 5,
Brand New Day
Brand New
4,
Day being 4,
Supergirl 3.
Supergirl 3, Beyond the Spider-Verse 2, the Batman Part 2 is 1.
I would switch the first 2, honestly.
No, bro. Dude, no, because here's the thing.
Because the Batman
If the Batman Part 2 is as good, if not better, than part 1, and then we get a third movie that's even a 7 out of 10, that is the best superhero trilogy of all time, no debate.
Yeah, bro. Because, no, but here's my thing, bro. The Spider-Verse movies are so good, and now we're going to see... Like,
yes, but that's why it's number 2. That's why it's number 2. Because here's the thing. If Across, or if Beyond the Spider-Verse is even a 6 or 7 out of 10... 6 or 7, but if it's like around that trilogy is still probably the best animated movie trilogy of all time.
Oh, no, it's not even close. It's the best animated movie trilogy, and if Beyond the Spider-Verse, if that comes out as an 8 or 9 out of 10, I will be running the agenda for best superhero trilogy. I don't care. I will be running that agenda.
Here's the thing,
I
though.
will be running that agenda.
Here's the thing, though.
Care.
If the Batman Part 2 has as good of writing, if not better than Part 1, and we get a third movie that's even just a 7.5 out of 10, that is the best movie trilogy of all time. No matter what they do with Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
No matter what they do with Beyond the Spider-Verse. Because Part 1, the Batman Part 1, 10 out of 10 movie.
Yeah.
And I will not hear from anyone who says it's below a 10 out of 10. Because I've seen motherfuckers give this season 5 finale a 10 out of 10. If you're going to give that a 10 out of 10, the Batman Part 1 movie is a fucking 20. So, the Batman Part 1 is a 10.
More than 20.
The Batman Part 1 is a 10 out of 10. I don't care what anyone says. If the Batman Part 2 is like a 9.5, and then we get a third movie that's like a fucking 8, that's the best superhero trilogy of all time.
For me, the first Spider-Verse movie, I'm going to be honest, probably a 9.5. The second Spider-Verse movie was a 10. I don't care. That movie was so good. The second Spider-Verse movie
was really good.
If the third movie...
If the third movie's like a 9...
Dog, I'm running that agenda. I don't care. I'm running that agenda.
The only thing that holds it back is that it's animated.
Yeah, but dude, I don't care. I grew up on animated shows. I've watched animated. I've watched anime. I've watched them my whole life. That movie, oh my god, I'm so excited for that movie. And the fact that Shamik Moore is the reason it's been delayed for like 6 years. Oh my god, bro.
Yeah, that was it would hurt if that movie is bad, but I'll be honest, the Batman Part 2 is going to hurt me more.
Well, yeah, because Batman Part 1 is your favorite movie, so it's my
favorite movie.
It's a little different for you, but like for me, bro, I am excited for that Spider-Verse.
Nah, the Batman Part 2. Bro, think about Robert Pattinson as Batman, Colin Farrell as the Penguin, Scarlett Johansson as Gilda Dent. There was rumors, I don't think it's true, but there's rumors Brad Pitt
is going to be Harvey Dent.
Bro, if you get that cast with Matt Reeves of the writing and the cinematography that was in Part 1, dude, that can easily be... Bro, if the Batman Part 2 is a 10 out of 10, I don't care what anyone says, Matt Reeves is like already like top... He might be the best comic book movie director of all time.
Probably.
Just with 2 movies.
Probably.
If it's a 10 out of 10...
I mean, the only ones that would really, like, argue is the Russo brothers, just because they had more movies. But even then, I would still put Matt Reeves up there.
Okay, the Russo brothers, in terms of, like, spectacle, are better. Yes.
Yeah.
But in terms of just pure writing and directing...
Yeah, bro.
Bro, Matt Reeves, especially if... Because here's the thing. If it's the type of 10 out of 10, if Part 2 is, like, the level of 10 out of 10, that Part 1 is... Because Part 1 is, like, it's not even just a 10 out of 10. It's, like... There's no debate that it's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
There's no debate.
It is like, bro.
If Part 2 is that good, where there's not even a thought in anyone's head that it isn't a 10 out of 10, Matt Reeves is already there.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's definitely... Because, like, bro, who's even up there for the best comic book? So, obviously, I would put James Gunn up there. I would put the Russo brothers.
Okay, yeah, the Guardians, yeah.
The Guardians trilogy puts James Gunn up there. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay.
Who else would be up there?
I think James Gunn's legacy is kind of taking a hit, though, because of Peacemaker.
Zack Snyder.
No, Zack Snyder, do not.
Zack Snyder is in
okay,
comic book hell.
Mount Rushmore.
Zack Snyder is in comic book hell. That's where Zack Snyder.
Who would the Mount Rushmore be?
We're doing 4. Okay.
James Gunn, Matt Reeves. I don't care if Matt Reeves only has 1. He's already. Because Matt Reeves also has the Penguin, by the way. We forgot about that.
Are we counting the Russo brothers as 2 or 1?
No, those count as 1.
1. Okay.
So it's Matt Reeves because Matt Reeves already has the Penguin and the Batman,
which were both hits.
James Gunn, Russo brothers, and who's the 4th?
I mean, if we're just doing Marvel and DC, it's really just going to be...
Let me ask you this question. If Dustin Daniel Cretton, who made Shang-Chi, delivers a 9 out of 10 Brand New Day, is he on there?
There's mixed opinions. I love the Shang-Chi movie, but there's mixed opinions about it.
I don't think there is. I think a lot of people really like that movie. It just didn't get a part 2 or a sequel, which kind of sucks. But bro, when that movie came out, I think everyone liked it.
Yeah. No.
I thought it was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I
Because you got to think, who directed the Spider-Man trilogy?
Sam Raimi. But Sam Raimi made Multiverse of Madness.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
He made the Spider-Man trilogy. And here's the thing. Spider-Man 3, I have my opinions about. I didn't think Spider-Man 3 was great.
No, I'm talking
It
about...
had good moments.
I'm talking about
The Tobey Maguire one.
The Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Oh, the Tom Holland? Bro, what? No way. That's John Watts. No way.
No?
Because Homecoming was okay. Far From Home was bad. I didn't like Far From Home.
Far From Home I very like...
Far From Home was bad.
There was bad scenes.
And No Way Home was good. But let's be honest. It was mostly good because of studio direction instead of a director direction.
Okay. Here's my thing. The Spider-Verse trilogy has 3 directors.
Then you can't say it.
Yeah. Bob Perschetti.
Well, no, but
Peter
that's
Ramsey,
not the same.
and
It's not the
Rugno.
same, though, because it's animated.
Yeah.
You're not...
That's a comic book movie, though.
Yes, but it's not... Like, when we're talking about comic book movie directors, if you're directing an animated movie, that is not the same.
Yeah, okay.
That is not the same at all.
I'll agree with you there.
Because so much of that goes towards the animators that it just becomes... It's a different... I still think they deserve credit for what they do. But that's a different thing, bro. That is not the same.
Yeah.
So...
Here's my question, though. Who is your favorite Spider-Man from the Spider-Verse movies?
My favorite Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, am I basic if I say Miles? Like...
No, I don't think Miles is basic. I'm gonna be honest. I can't remember his name right now. The guy with the afro, with the rock. Hobie, yes.
I didn't like him at first. Because at first I was like, yo, why is he fucking around with Gwen?
No, Hobie was the...
But he's cool, though.
Yeah. And Peter Porker.
But damn, so who is the fourth? Because it's not Sam Raimi.
I think it literally is just up to whoever it's like whoever. Okay, because here's the thing. Because we checked out. Okay, the DC movies. No, just none of the DC movies before the DCEU. So then it's a Marvel director. All right. So we already checked James Gunn. We already checked the Russo brothers. Who else is there? We could do.
Okay, what are like the standout?
The first
MC?
Doctor Strange movie. I don't know. Because there was like singles, like the first. Well,
okay, who made Civil War? Was that the Russo brothers?
That was the Russo brothers.
Oh, I thought they made because they made Winter Soldier, or did they also do Civil War?
Did they? No, I think they did.
Because I thought they did Winter Soldier and then Avengers 1, Age of Ultron, and then Infinity War Endgame. Or no, I don't think they made it. I don't think they did Avengers 1. I think they did it.
Yeah, it was the Russo brothers.
Oh, okay, the Russo brothers made Civil War. Then no, the Russo brothers might be.
The Russo brothers are number 1. I can't lie.
Yeah, Russo brothers are number 1. But no one talks about anything they did outside of MCU. But I guess that's irrelevant to our topic.
Yeah, they did Winter Soldier and Civil War.
Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. Yeah, that's stacked.
There's no competing. Like, bro, unless Matt Reeves delivers 10 out of 10 on all 3, there's no competing with the Russo brothers. I'm sorry.
Okay, but if Matt Reeves delivers a 10 out of 10 on part 2, he's number 2.
He's number
Easy.
2. Yes, he's
Easy.
number 2. He's number. I think he's already number 2. I'm gonna be honest. Actually,
I think he already is, bro. In my opinion, it's Russo brothers, Matt Reeves, and then James Gunn.
James Gunn just has more projects. That's the problem. Because he has the 2 really good projects, but James Gunn, the whole trilogy of the Guardians was good. Mm-hmm. The Superman movie was good. Peacemaker season 1 was decent. Creature Commandos is good.
Yeah, but it's not at the level. Like I
Suicide-
don't think he's produced anything to the level of Batman Part 1
Suicide Squad
or
movies.
Infinity War.
No, he hasn't produced anything to that level, but he's much more of
he's got more
he's quantity over quality, and I feel like
but you can maybe try to make the argument with him against Matt Reeves, but you can't make the argument against the Russo brothers.
No, I'm not. I'm saying against Matt Reeves. Like Matt Reeves has 2. We'll say a 10 out of 10 out of 9 out of 10. We'll say the Penguin is a 9 out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
James Gunn has a few 9 out of 10s. I'd say Guardians 3 is a 9 out of 10 minimum. I'd say what else? Guardians 1 is probably an 8.5 or a 9. So he's got like 8 projects that are 8+.
8? Okay, he's not.
Not 8, but like
because Creature Commando is like a 7.58. Peacemaker season 1 is like an 8.5.
Season 2
is like a 7.
So we'll round it out to an 8. Like, okay. Yeah, so he's. I feel like just if Matt Reeves releases Batman Part 2 and it's a 10 out of 10, he's easily ahead. But right now, I feel like it's James Gunn number 2.
Yeah, maybe. But okay, so all in all, for the list, right?
Yeah, let's go. We're gonna cut back. We're gonna jump around a little right here.
For our list, in terms of how much these upcoming comic book movies would hurt us personally if they have the level of writing that Stranger Things season 5 had.
Yeah.
Number 6 being the one we would care about the least is Man of Tomorrow.
Yes.
Then after that,
Doomsday.
It's Doomsday, then Brand New Day.
Then Supergirl.
Then Supergirl. And then
we can flip it whatever way you want. The Batman Part 2 and then Beyond the Spider-Verse.
For me, the Batman Part 2 would hurt me way more. I'm putting that at 1 and Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, but that's been his favorite movie for a long time, so there's a little bias there. For me, I don't have a favorite movie here, but I will say I've been so looking forward to that Beyond the Spider-Verse movie for so long, so it would hurt. But I will say, you want to do something else now? You want to rank the seasons of Stranger Things?
Yeah, okay, yeah. We're only like 5 minutes over an hour. We could do that.
Okay.
Rank the seasons.
Do you want to do top to bottom or bottom to top?
Well, I think I might already have my ranking, bro.
I think I have my ranking for the most part.
Do you want to give yours first?
Yeah, do you want to do bottom to top?
Yeah, you can.
Or do you want to do the same where we have to agree or no?
Okay. We can do the same where we have to agree.
So bottom to top?
I'm going to be honest. The bottom is season 5.
Season 5 is the worst one. Listen,
after that...
We shouldn't have to explain. We spent 2.5 hours at this point explaining season 5. After that, I'm going to be honest.
I might say season 2.
It's either season 2 or season 4 for me.
No, season 4? Season 4 was good, bro.
No, because season 4 was good, but the problem for me with seasons 1 through 3 is that
they were so tight. Season 1 to 3 was really tight.
It was really good, and that the way that they wrote it as just a celestial kind of like, there was still that, even though you kind of like were like, oh well, they pump fake death a few times, there was still that.
No, but bro, if Stranger Things was season 1 to season 3, that would be the most like vibe show of all time.
Yes, that's why season 4 falls a little lower for me.
Yeah, because season 4 is when they started scaling it up and kind of starting losing them.
Yeah, as good as Jamie Campbell Bower did as Vecna, Henry 01, whatever you want to call him. I don't think a humanoid villain should have been.
But you think season 2, in my opinion,
was the weakest out of the first.
Was the weakest out of the first 3, and the only reason why it looks maybe better than it might actually be is because it's a part of that season 1 through 3 like. Fucking like that is Stranger Things. In my opinion, season 1 through 3 is Stranger Things, and then 4 is when they started scaling themselves up a little bit too much for their own good. And season 5 is when they just took the scale way too big and they lost the plot.
My thing for season 2 is that was the best I think any of the child actors was in season 2.
No, bro.
Other than
Millie Bobby Brown in season 2 was...
Okay, no, actually, no, I'm not gonna lie. Okay.
No, no, season 3 was definitely the best one for most of them.
No, I think season...
You think season 2 Max was good?
I think Max was a little better in season 3, but I think
Max was the best in season 3.
I think Lucas was...
No, Max was the best in season 4.
Max was best in season 4. Lucas, season 4 or season 2 for me. He was one of those
Bro, Lucas, season 3, come on, bro.
Season 3, what? He didn't do that much in season 3. He shot the fireworks, and that's it. He grabbed the fireworks.
No, because then he had the whole thing with him and Mike of like getting the girls back.
Yeah, but that wasn't really that good of a first character. Like it was a cool like little funny scene. It was a vibe scene, but like as like an acting thing, Lucas in season 2. Lucas in season 2. Here's my thing: Lucas, Mike, and Will. Season 2, that was their peaks. Other than unless you want to argue,
because Will wasn't in season 1.
Unless you want to argue that, well, yeah, but he's in the other 4. So unless you want to argue season 4 for Lucas, that's the only debate I'll hear there. Mike and Will both peaked season 2.
I don't think Lucas was I think he had a really good scene with Max.
Yeah,
I think the last scene where Max is like about to die is like I think that's one of the best seasons. I think that's one of the best scenes in the show.
You talking about season 4?
Yeah, where like Max is about to die.
Yeah, but I think Lucas in season 2 was. I think Max, Lucas, Will, Lucas, and Mike season 2 they're peaked.
Okay, so here,
and I think that was
season 5 is last.
Okay, no, in season 2 that was before David Harbour started going downhill, and where Hopper they kind of regressed Hopper's character. That was before the regression. That was when Winona Ryder still had a pretty good role. I actually liked Bob. I think Bob's character's death was stupid, but I liked Bob's character. Jonathan still had a role. Nancy wasn't as annoying yet. She had some good scenes towards the end of the season. Steve had a really good arc for the season. I really liked Billy in this season.
Bro, season 2 was when we first got Steve and Dustin.
Yeah.
Damn, you know, season 2.
Season 2 is peak vibes. I don't care. Actually, no, season 3 is peak vibes. But
Season 3
2
is peak vibes.
Season 2 was good, dude. Like, season 2 might be ahead of season 1 for me. It's like those are right near.
Whoa, no. Season 1 is the best one. Don't even.
Season 1 is not the best one for me.
Are you dumb?
Season 1 is not the best one.
Season 1 is the best, bro. Season 1 is one of the best seasons of television ever.
Season 1 was not the best one for me. Season 1, it was. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's not bad or it's not good, but it was not the best one for me.
What is the best one then?
For me, it was season 3.
You think season 3 was better than season 1?
Yeah.
Say, swear to God.
I swear to God.
No,
that's not even.
I don't believe you believe
that's
that.
not even. That's not even a discount. That's not even like an uncommon opinion. Season 3 is really like highly rated across a lot of people.
Dude, there is nothing better in Stranger Things than season 1. From the first episode to the last, season 1 is written so tight. It has no flaws.
Season 1 is number 2 for me.
No, bro, you're high. I can't do this list with you. Are you crazy?
Season 1 is number 2. I've told you this.
You don't, bro. Season 1
I've told you
is
this
the best season of the show.
I've told you this. Season 1 was never number 1 for me, just because of, even though it was like a.
Why?
Okay, my big thing is, okay, even though season 1, even though it was a cosmic horror thing, and I think the Demogorgon and like Brenner was kind of there, the antagonist before the Mind Flayer was introduced was a little weak. That's the only reason that season 1 falls to number 2 for me.
You think the Demogorgon being the antagonist was weak?
I think it was weak.
The Demogorgon killed more people in season 1 than they did in any other season.
Other than season 5, but like.
I mean, I guess, but like, yeah, but like.
No, but I'm saying like as a development, like bro, like.
Well, no, because who did they even Mind Flayer even kill in season 5?
Not the Mind Flayer, because we don't know about the Mind Flayer until season 2.
Oh yeah, yes, but still.
In season 1, it is Brenner and like his whole group of assassin doctor thingies, and then the Demogorgon.
Okay, well here's my argument.
Here's my thing.
What do you think was a better villain? Season 4 Vecna or season 1 Demogorgon? I'm going season 1 Demogorgon.
I'm going season 1 Demogorgon, but that's because I just don't like the humanoid. I think the Mind Flayer in season 2 and 3 probably beats season 1.
Well, no, because was the Mind Flayer really the villain of season 2?
I mean, it's kind of up for debate there, but I think the Mind Flayer in season 2 and 3 is better. That's what I'm saying. It's because season 2.
My mind is blanking. Who was the villain for season 2?
Mind Flayer.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the Mind Flayer took control of Will, and then he digged the tunnels, and then sent the dogs everywhere, and that's when they had Dustin had the little dog slug thing.
Okay, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So that's the reason season 1 falls to number 2 for me. It's just because,
bro.
as good as here's my thing. Winona Ryder in that season, and what's his name? Charlie.
Winona Ryder has her best season. Charlie Heaton, who plays Jonathan, has his best season. Mike has his best season. 11, in my opinion, peaks in season 1.
11 peaks in season 1. I think Mike's best season is season 2, though.
No.
I think it's season 2. I think his acting in season 2 is better than it is in season 1.
No, bro. Season 1, the Mike and 11 season. The Mike and 11 season 1 is the best.
No, it's really good. I'm not saying it's not, but I think his overall acting in season 2 is better.
Okay, here's my personal list.
He has higher highs than season 1, but I think in season 2 his overall acting is better. That's why I put season 2 higher. Or well, I don't put it higher than.
No.
I don't put it higher than season 1. So my list is okay. So I'll go number 5. Okay, so number 5 is season 5.
Yeah.
Number 4, I'm probably putting season 4. Honestly, I did not love having a humanoid villain in this show. I think even though Jamie
season 4 is the best season in the whole or is the best scene in the whole show. Running up that hill is the best scene in the whole show.
It is the best scene, but like, bro, actually, it's either that one or it's when Will first gets the powers. It would be my top 2 for that. But like, I would put season 4 number 4 just because I think this show should have stayed with just the Mind Flayer, or they could have introduced different outlets of the Mind Flayer rather than a humanoid villain. Because they already went into the humanoid with like him having the flayed, which I feel like that worked. But having like Vecna be a thing, like even though Jamie Campbell Bower did a damn near flawless
I didn't
job.
like his design in season 4. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I think Jamie Campbell Bower outacted his character's writing. I think Jamie Campbell Bower did better than the
I
writing
agree with that. Yes,
but I still think in the show would have been better retaining that cosmic feel rather than having a humanoid explanation, like all of that. So that's why season 4 falls there for me, just because personally I don't like the direction they went with the plot, and that's something. But I do think a lot of the characters developed nicely.
You don't think the plot of season 4 with Brenner coming back and 11 getting her powers back, you don't think that's better than the Russian stuff in like season 3?
I like the Russian stuff just because it ties into the timeline. Even though I didn't like it, I don't like the elevator thing. I think that was weird. But like other than that, Excuse me. So season 5 is number 5. Season 4 is number 4.
No.
I'd put season 2 is number 3. Season 1 is number 2, and season 3 is number 1 for me.
That's no. Okay, mine is season 5 is last. 4th place probably goes to like season 2 because of the Lost Sister episode.
Oh,
And
I forgot about that episode. Yeah, okay, no.
So,
okay, no. Okay,
no, hold on. Let me finish my list. Season 5 last. Then comes season 2 at 4th place. Season 3 probably comes at 3rd place. Season 4 2nd place. And season 1 is first.
Okay, if we ignore the Lost Sister episode, my list remains the same. If not, I put season 4 up to number 3. Because I forgot that Lost Sister episode existed. That's how bad it was.
No, because, bro, the thing is, the season 3 would be higher if they did the Russian plotline better.
I think it was still
But I think, bro,
good.
season 4
I think they
was
concluded that Russian plotline better, pretty good in season 3. I think it should not have been brought back in season 4 with Hopper and stuff.
But no, I think the Russian plotline was way better in season 4 than it was in season 3.
I think it was better, but I think...
Bro, you don't think Hopper being in Russia and like all the scenes of him and... There's not a single bad scene of him in Russia, in my opinion.
No, there's not. But I think the plotline in Russia in season 4 was on that. I think the Russians should have concluded in season 3. It was still... It retains that... Okay, because here's the thing. It retains that goofy kind of like 80s vibe. Like they had the Terminator kind of guy. They had the elevator, all of that. The green goo. It retains that kind of goofy vibe that Stranger Things is kind of like... After season 1, they kind of built their brand off of. Because season 1 was much more of a mystery horror type thing.
Dude, yeah, but you don't think... You really...
I think
forget the whole... You don't think season 1 is the best season of the show?
I think season 3 is my favorite.
Okay, your favorite. What is the best season?
It's 1 or 4 is the best season in terms of just like
It's 1.
It's 1 or 4.
It's 1.
But the thing is,
one is the best collective.
1 has a weak antagonist. It's just weak, and having your main antagonist be weak drags the.
How is the Demogorgon weak? He kills Barb. He takes Will. That's what the whole fucking season is about. Is getting Will back because he took Will. He kills Barb.
Okay, he takes Will, but until season 5, why did he take Will? What was the reason for taking Will and leaving Will alive by killing Barb?
Here's the thing.
What was
season
the reason?
5? Season 5 is not going to make season 1 worse just because they made the reasoning. Because, bro, season 5 is just them retconning season 1.
Okay, no. Say you don't know that. Why is Will alive and why did Barb die? Why didn't he eat Will?
Well,
You don't know. You don't know.
Because here's the thing. Well, that has nothing to do with season 1, though.
That does have to do with season 1.
No, because season 1. Those events happened in season 1. But you could have gotten better explanations for them in future seasons if they didn't give the trash explanations for them in the future seasons that we ended up getting. So in season 3 or 4 or 5, if we got better explanations as to why those things happened, that only makes season 1 better. The only reason why season 1 now gets that criticism is because they ended up 5 years later making terrible explanations for it after.
No, but even when
season 1 as a standalone thing, if we never got a season 2 for Stranger Things and Stranger Things only had 1 season, that still would have worked.
Even when I was watching season 1, I was thinking, why is Will the only one left? And obviously they explained it late. Explained whatever. I don't even think it's retconning. They just explained it later. But like, it's still, you're watching it and it's like, why is Will alive? Because I think there were lines that saying there was multiple disappearances beyond just Will, or maybe that was season 3.
No, that was season 3.
But still, but like, bro, like it's like, I'm sorry, bro. In season 1, I did not care that much for Brennan in the lab. Like, I don't think... Like,
well, because I think... But the explanation in season 1 that you could kind of infer before they gave us an actual explanation was that... I think was that Will's house was the closest one to the lab.
Yeah, Will's is the closest to the lab, but why is Will not dead? Why didn't he eat Will? He ate Barb. Why didn't he eat Will? He tried to eat Nancy, Jonathan, and Steve.
Because the explanation they gave in that season was he's good at hiding, and he ended up like hiding out.
Yes, but we know
Barb didn't know where to go.
Yes, but we know he got caught eventually, and at that point in time, we know
we got caught eventually because of the season 5.
It was shown in season 1. They pulled him out of the wall. We know he got caught eventually.
Well, I mean, yeah, I get, but we never know how he got there though. And that's the thing. But here's the thing.
We never know how he got there. All we know is that there was like Will.
Here's the thing. Should season 1 suffer criticism because 5 years later they decided to give a bad explanation for what happened?
I'm not saying the criticism is because of the bad explanation. I'm saying the criticism is because in season 1, it was not expanded upon. Like, you can't just...
But that's what the future seasons are for, though. So that means
that's not what the future seasons... Like, yes, you can say that's what the future seasons are for, but when you're doing that and then you're retconning it later, that drags it down. I'm sorry. Like, you can't have a weak antagonist.
Okay, fine. That is not a weak antagonist, though.
It was a weak antagonist.
Well, because the whole thing was... They didn't know if Will was alive.
It was a weak antagonist. Because they did know Will was alive.
How is... Bro, season 1... That is not a weak antagonist.
It was a weak antagonist.
How?
It was weak. Literally...
In terms of scale?
In terms in scale, like scale, depth of character, it was literally just an animal as far as I knew.
Depth of character. Okay, so what was the Mind Flayer in season 2? Did the Mind Flayer have more depth of character?
Than the Demogorgon, yes.
How?
Then it actually develops. It talks through Will in multiple points.
Okay. Well, let me ask.
In season 3, same thing. It talks through the Flayed. In season 4, there's Vecna. In season 5, there's Vecna and the Mind Flayer. Season 1 was the weakest antagonist of the entire show. Because Brenner in the lab. They did Brenner in the lab. They did Brenner way better in season 4 than they did in season 1.
Are you serious?
I think that Brenner.
You think Brenner was better in season 4 than season 1?
I think his dialogue and obviously there was the flashback scenes in season 1 that were good, but like in season 4, I think Brenner was better than he was in season 1.
There's no. You think Brenner was better in season 4 than season 1?
Yeah.
Oh my god. So, okay, the reason why you think season 1 isn't the best is because you think it's a weak antagonist.
I think it's a weak antagonist.
And because Brenner wasn't as good.
That's just, I was saying weak antagonist. Brenner in the lab, because here's the thing, Brenner in the lab I didn't care for. I don't know about you.
I feel like season 2 was way weaker of an antagonist.
The Mind Flayer was better in season 2 than Demogorgon and Brenner were combined in season 1.
Bro, really?
Going through Will, having the scene where you have to fucking burn Will to get it out. Like, that was already that alone, and then there was the dog sending, and then there was the scene of 11 closing the gate. That alone is already better than anything the Demogorgon itself did, or Brenner and the little... Like, the only thing the assassin did in season 1 was they pulled up and they were driving after Will in the van.
Bro, her flipping the van is one of the best scenes in the show.
Yes, but that's nothing to do with the antagonist.
But it does, because she's doing it to the antagonist.
Okay.
Brenner and
Brenner
and the people at the lab are the antagonists.
Was Brenner in the van that was flipped?
No, but then Brenner was one of the people who got hurt when they showed up to fucking confront them at the school, and then 11 kills them, and then it's implied
Yes, 11
that
killing
Brenner
them
dies in season 1 until they bring him back for season 4.
Until they said something about it in season 2. But Brenner...
Bro, they first off, the only reason they said anything for in season 2 is because they needed a way to, in the Lost Sister episode, to explain why they're siblings, or quote-unquote siblings. It's because of Papa. And she's manipulating 11 to think that Brenner might still be alive.
Well, yeah, no.
But Brenner was not actually still alive, because they didn't bring him back until season 4.
Well, he was still alive. He was just not shown. But yeah, Brenner in the lab in season 1 were just... They were like... Other than the fact that they killed the guy in the first episode, they didn't do anything that meaningful in that season for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, wow. So you don't think...
Or what was the dude's name?
You don't think it means anything that they were, like, they invaded Mike's house?
Yeah, I think that's stuff, that's good, but, is that any different from what the military did in season 5? Like, no. Other than the fact that they were saying, like, oh, 11's an evil girl. Like, bro, like, I'm sorry. Brenner and the lab were weak. Like, the only good action from them was when they killed Benny in the first episode. When he called, like, CPS, and then they were reading the radios. Like, that was the only thing I liked.
Bro, so you don't think the action flipping scene was a good action sequence?
Yes, but that doesn't affect the antagonist, like,
The van is the antagonist. That's part of Brenner's people from the lab.
Yes, but that doesn't affect the actual character of the antagonist. The van getting flipped does nothing for the character of the antagonist.
Oh my god. But yeah, you're arguing about the action. That is the action.
I'm not talking about the action.
The action, bro. The action is when 11 kills the two people trying to lock her up inside the lab.
I'm talking about the action that the antagonists take. Them getting flipped by 11 is not... Them chasing 11 is the actions they take. Them getting flipped by 11, even though it's a good scene, is not a choice of the antagonist. It does not affect the antagonist character. That affects 11's character. That does not affect the antagonist character.
Okay, fine. It doesn't affect the antagonist's character because the antagonist is... The whole point is that it's a mystery and that the main antagonist is a Demogorgon who is not a thinking person. They don't think.
Yes, and I'm saying that is not as good of an antagonist as the Mind Flayer in season 2 or 3. And I don't think it's as good as Vecna in season 4.
So just because it's smaller in scale?
Not even smaller in scale, just as just a wild beast, and then we have actions that we don't get explanations for until later. And even if the explanations were bad, that still doesn't that doesn't justify like them not having the explanation then. Like them not having the explanation for a while. Wild beast would have someone tied up with a dick down his throat.
Okay, bro, I guess, but like, I think the flaws in all the other seasons are way worse.
I think the flaws in the other seasons are less, like, minus season 5. I think they are less, like,
so
like, they're noticeable, but having a weak.
You think the Russia plotline in season 3 was less of a flaw than us not knowing why Will was captured?
It's not just that. I'm saying there's multiple. That was just one of the main things. But
no, because you're saying your main thing is that the weak antagonist.
The Russia plotline, they hinted at it again in season 5. They're trying to access the Upside Down so that they can send the monsters because they found out about it. That goes in line with the Cold War, which was going on for 20 years at this point in time.
That doesn't make the plotline good, though.
Yes, it does. It adds
the fact that it's historically accurate does not make it good.
It doesn't. It's not.
In season 3, it was not good.
It's not that it's historically accurate. It adds to the depth of the actual villain if you. Like, you see, you know what's happening.
Okay, yeah, you know their motivation. That doesn't make it... Bro, I'm talking about the season 3 plotline when it's Steve and Dustin and Erica and Robin going down the elevator with all the Russians there under the mall. You think that was good? You think that was better? You think that was less of a flaw? That plotline was less of a flaw than us not knowing why the Demogorgon captured Will.
I think the elevator was weird, and I think the kids going down it was weird.
But you think that was less weird than us not knowing the exact reason as to why the Demogorgon?
That's not what I'm just saying, dude. You're ignoring what I'm saying. I'm saying that's one of the many reasons why the Demogorgon and Brenner were both very weak characters.
How was Brenner a weak character in season 1?
In season 1, okay, Brenner's not a weak character, but what about the rest of them?
What about the rest of them?
The rest of the lab, the blonde bitch who shot Benny, the other guys who were the guy who was in the maintenance van, the guy Hopper beat up that worked with them.
Dude, the whole point is that they all work for Brenner.
Yes,
that's the whole point.
They all work for Brenner, but they're all antagonists. They're all weak characters, other than Brenner. Brenner is the strongest antagonist in that season.
Okay, so fine. You think. Okay, so all the people in Russia, other than the guard, I forget his name, who helps out Hopper, all of those are also weak characters?
That's not what I said at all. None of them play any
because they're henchmen, that's the whole point.
None of them play any sort of major role.
Henchmen are not going to be complex characters.
None of them play any sort of...
And did the henchmen in season 1 play a major role?
Yes, multiple of them had bigger roles in that season.
Bro, the motherfuckers in season 5, the henchmen in season 5 had way bigger of a role.
Yes.
Ackers had way bigger of a role.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Like, Ackers did better than the henchmen in that season.
Bro, but he was not a good character, and he actually had a bigger role, and he wasn't a good character. You don't even get names for the henchmen in season 5. Those are not big characters. Those are just henchmen that work for Brenner. Everything they do is an extension of Brenner's character, because they're henchmen for Brenner.
Yes, okay, so even if you want to say that, Brenner is still, like, he's like an okay antagonist. And I think the Mind Flayer in season 2 and 3 is significantly better.
So you think Brenner's an okay antagonist? You think he's just okay in season 1?
In season 1, yes. I think the flashbacks are good. But other than that, I think the actual...
The flashbacks are what make him the villain.
The flashbacks add to it. But I think the flashbacks are good. But his actual actions during the scene...
Where he's hunting down 11?
Yes, I think those were not that appealing. Like, it was not that good.
Okay, but we have almost an hour and a half. I don't agree with anything you just said.
I think it's not that good at all. I'm sorry.
So okay, you think what was it? Season 3 was the best one?
Yeah.
So you have season 3 over season 1?
I think season 3, if you just add into everything, add into just the personality of the show, I think the Mind Flayer was... Do you think the Mind Flayer was better in season 3 or season 2? I think probably season 3.
Season 3.
Yeah, when he had the flayed.
Yes.
I think Billy was really good in season 3. I liked Billy. I think the last scene with 11. I think 11's character was best in... No, she was best in season 1. But I think season 3 she was also very good. Mike was pretty good in season 3.
But he was the best in season 1. Hopper was the best in season 1.
Hopper was the best in
Joyce, Hopper, Mike,
no, Mike...
Maybe not Dustin, but...
Mike and Will were both better
11,
in season 2.
11, Mike, Joyce,
Mike
Hopper, Jonathan were all peaked in season 1.
Mike was better in season 2. Mike was better in season 2. Mike had, like, 2 big moments in season 1.
He tried killing himself.
2 big moments.
Okay, what was the other big moment?
Okay, he had when he found out what was dead, which honestly I don't even think that scene was like he had good, but they cut out the actual good part of that scene when he was.
So when 11 sacrificed herself, that's not a big moment.
I literally was about to list that season. I think in that scene when there's like 3 or 4 like big moments for Mike, but his actual acting throughout that season was not that good. His actual character throughout that season, or I'm not gonna say not that good, but it's not as good as season 2. It was good. It was not as good as season 2. Season 2, Mike peaked. Season 1 had bigger moments, but season 2, Mike peaked.
Well, in terms of just like all-around consistent acting?
All-around consistent acting. Still had a few bigger moments as well with Will.
You think the moments he had with Will in season 2 were bigger than all the moments he had in season 1?
That's not what I said at all.
You just said it's bigger.
I said bigger 2 bigger moments. Like, not like bigger than the ones in season 1, but just like big-ish moments.
I don't agree, bro.
I think Mike's character was better in season 2.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Maybe you want to make the argument for Mike.
I agree with you.
11, Jonathan, Hopper, Joyce.
I agree with you on those ones.
Which are the leads of the fucking show. All peak in season 1. Brenner peaks in season 1. Because Brenner is not better in season 4 than he is in season 1.
I think he had more development in season 4.
The mystery they did the mystery in season 1 better than they did the mystery in any other season.
Well, because they went away from the mystery after the Mind Flayer.
Yeah, they went away from the mystery, but
That's
there's still things you don't know.
There's still things
There's still mystery in the show that they don't explain
Yes,
to you.
but there's a difference between there being mystery in a show and it being a mystery-themed show. In season 1 is a mystery-themed show. After that, there is just mysteries in the show, and it is a different theme. It's a different tone.
You might be the only person who thinks season 1
I'm
is
telling
the best.
I'm telling you, can go and find a lot of people who think season 1 is second or third. Like, a lot of
Third
people.
is crazy.
Third
is insane.
I've seen people put season 4, 3, and then 1. I think season 1 is at least second.
Season 1 is the best. But okay, sure.
I think it's at least second.
I think season 1 has probably the best stakes. Anyways, though, we're overrunning a bit on time. So, thank you guys for listening. If you guys agree or disagree with Logan for his terrible takes.
That's not terrible at all.
Or sure. But like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. We would appreciate if those things are actually done instead of people just lurking on our accounts and not liking or commenting. But thank you guys for watching, listening. We have ideas for next week's episode. We're thinking about doing either
Hold on.
Yeah, pull up this thing.
We can talk about the old X-Men movies, X-Men 97, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the Percy Jackson show.
We should wait until that finishes airing.
Do you want to do the Doomsday wish list? Because the Doom trailer comes out this week, doesn't it?
We could try to do Doomsday wish list. Yeah, for sure. We could do that. I really want to do Arcane because I recently watched Arcane.
I have opinions about that.
You haven't watched it, so you don't have any
I have biased opinions about that.
You have biased opinions. But bro, go into it with an open mind. I'm telling you, Arcane is really good. If you guys want to see Arcane, please let us know. I really want to do it because I think season 1 of Arcane is up there with season 1 of Stranger Things, genuinely.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you guys for watching, listening, wherever you guys are coming from, whether it's our Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Just make sure, just support us, leave feedback. And yeah, thank you guys for listening. My name is Nico.
My name's Logan.
And we'll see you next week.